Hi children, welcome back to 9th physical science class. In last video we concluded up to Newton's second law of motion. So in this video we will see the continuation for that. Newton's third law of motion, connected bodies, law of conservation of linear momentum, impulse and impulsive forces. So before going to see the Newton's third law of motions, once we just see connected bodies, that is FBD, free body diagram. Free body diagram is consists of a diagrammatic representation showing all the forces are acting on it. It is a diagrammatic representation which shows all forces are acting on it with respect to the surroundings. For example, if you take an object here how many forces are acts on this object? Because of weight, because of gravity, the weight is always acts vertically downward. In order to balance this weight, the one more force is acts here perpendicular to this plane, that is normal reaction, and the applied force F, opposite to the applied force, the frictional force is there. This is what we call FBD, the diagrammatic representation of a body that shows the number of forces acting on a body. Here how many forces are acting on a body? Weight, because of gravity, weight is always acts vertically downward, and in order to balance the weight, the one more force is acts opposite to that, normal reaction. The next one is this is applied force, and this is the frictional force. This is what we call free body diagram. So now we will see the connected bodies. We have three conditions here. The first one is if I take three bodies of mass m1, m2, m3, which are connected by a string. As you know well, the tensional forces exist in string, which is pulled by a force F. F. Then for the mass m1 becomes T1 is equals to m1 into A. Here in previous diagram we have to observe the forces. W is equals to mg, and here normal force. This is applied force and this is frictional force. Here we have two types of forces. One is vertical forces, second one is horizontal forces. What are the vertical forces here? Weight and normal force. What are the horizontal forces here? Applied force and frictional force. So here we have only horizontal forces, not vertical forces. So what is horizontal force here? F is equals to ma. What is vertical forces here? W minus n is equals to 0, and W is equals to n. If you take downward as positive, then upward we have to take as a negative, opposite, right? So then here for mass m1, what is horizontal force here? T1 is equals to m1 into A. Then for m2, T2 minus T1 is equals to m2 into A. And then for m3, F minus T2 is equals to m3 into A. So if you add all these three, then T1, here we have to add LHS part on LHS side, RHS parts on RHS side. So T1 plus T2 minus T1 plus F minus T2, that is equals to M1A plus M2A plus M3A. Is it clear? So here listen, T1 plus T1 minus T1 cancel, plus T2 minus 2 cancel, right? Then F is equals to, if you take A as common from these three, then we may get A into M1 plus M2 plus M3. Then A becomes what? A is equals to F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. So like this, you can find the acceleration of this total system as F is equals to, A is equal to F by M1 plus M2 plus M3. If you know the acceleration, then it's very easy for us to find out the tension T1 and T2 also. Is it clear? So like that, we can find the acceleration of the connected bodies. The second one is here. The way of connection is different. The way of connection is different. The second one is like this. Here, one of the mass which is rest on a smooth surface, let it be M1, which is connected to the second body with a string with the help of a pulley, frictionless pulley. Let the mass of the second body is M2. Definitely in string there is a tensional force T. For the mass M1, for this M1, tell me now, T is equals to M1 into A. T is equals to M1 into A. For M2, for second body, now tell me here, which one is greater, tensional force is greater or weight is greater? Weight is greater. So M2 into G minus T is equals to M2 into A. Let it be first equation and this is second equation. If you add 1 and 2, then what we can get here? T plus M2G minus T is equals to M1A plus M2A. So here T get cancelled, then M2G is equals to M1A plus M2A. So then M2G is equals, if you take A as common here, M1 plus M2. Then what about A? A is equals to what? M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. Acceleration. So if you get acceleration, if you can substitute in first equation, then you may get tension as T is equals to M1 into M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. The next one, thrust. Thrust is also force. So what is thrust? How can you find here? Let it be in the form of a right angle triangle, two sides, and let it be hypotenuse. Here tension is T. Here tension also T. Then becomes what? Root T square plus T square under root. Root 2T square, that equals to root 2T. The thrust in pulley is root 2T. The tension is M1 M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. And acceleration is A is equal to M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. This is one more connection of the two bodies. The next one is, the third one is, the connection is like this. If you connect two bodies with a support by using a pulley, here M1, here it is M2. Definitely the tension force is exists T, here T. So T plus T, here the total tension is 2T. How much it is? 2T. Clear? Here M2 is greater than M1. M2 is greater than M1. So in case of first body, for M1, T minus M1 into G, that is equals to M1 into A. For second body, M2 is, weight is greater when compared to tension. So M2G minus T is equals to M2 into A. First equation, second equation. If you add these two, then T minus M1G plus M2G minus T is equals to M1 into A plus M2 into A. Here T get cancelled, then M2G minus M1G is equals to, if you take A as common here, then M1 plus M2. Again, if you take G as common here, G into M2 minus M1, that is equals to A into M1 plus M2. So then from this we can get A as M2 minus M1 by M1 plus M2 into G. This is for acceleration of the object in case of The body connected like this. Is it clear? So if you can substitute the acceleration in any one of the equation, either 1 or 2, then you may get the tension as T is equal to m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 into g, and total thrust in this connection is thrust is equals to how much? T plus T 2T, T plus T 2T. Total thrust is 2T, tension is 2m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 into g, acceleration is m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2 into g. Here m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2 into g in case of m2 is greater than m1. In case m1 is greater than m2, then here m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 into g. Is it clear? So like this we can find the acceleration. Next one is tension and thrust in the pulley. Is it clear? So this is about the connected bodies, especially about free body diagrams. The next one is we are going to see about Newton's third law of motion. Yes. So Newton's third law of motion has many applications in our day-to-day life. For example, we are launching the rockets into the space. That is based on Newton's third law of motion. And the fish will swim in water because of Newton's third law of motion. A bird flying in air because of Newton's third law of motion. So we are walking on the road. So because of Newton's third law of motion, whenever if you kick the stone, you feel hurt. You may get hurt because of Newton's third law of motion. Is it clear? So for all this, we are using the Newton's third law of motion. Is it clear? So what is Newton's third law of motion? See, for every object there exists equal and opposite reaction. For every object there exists equal and opposite reaction. For example, two bodies are there here. Two bodies are there. So let it be m1, m2. See, the force exerts the first body on the second body is equals to the force exerted by the second body on first body is all equal. The force exerted by the first body on second body is equals to the force exerted by the second body on first body. So for example, the force exerted the first body on second body is, let it be F21 is equals to minus F12. This is what we call a Newton's third law of motion. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Equal and opposite reactions. For example, the force exerted by the first body is 20 newtons. Then the force exerted by the second body and first body is also 20 newtons, but opposite in direction, negative. Is it clear? So this is about Newton's third law of motion. So here, in order to study about the Newton's third law of motion, we have to remember a few points here. The first one is here, action reactions will be takes place in two different bodies. The action reactions will not be takes place in single bodies, like as Newton's first law and second law. So Newton's first law, second law can be explained about the single body. But when coming to this Newton's third law is applicable for two different bodies. The Newton's third law does not take place in single body. The Newton's third law takes place in two different bodies. Two different bodies at same time. For example, whenever if you hit if you kick the stone, by that time only you may hurt, not after 5 minutes and 20 minutes, right? So action reaction will be takes place at same time, and action reaction takes place in two different bodies. The magnitude of action and reaction forces are equal. Is it clear? So these things you have to be remember about this Newton's third law of motion. So then, what are the daily life applications of this Newton's third law of motion? See, just now we discussed if a body is flying in air because of Newton's third law of motion, the launching of a rocket into the space because of Newton's third law of motion, if a fish is swims in water because of Newton's third law of motion. See, so whenever if you observe the bird, it will push the air towards downwards with the help of its wings. At the same time, the air also will exert equal and opposite force in upward direction, so that it can be fly easily in air. Next, fish. Fish will push the water backward, or fish will exert some force on water on backward direction. At the same time, the water also exerts equal and opposite force on fish to move forward. See, if you observe the launching of rocket, the action is downward, the reaction is upward. So don't think that whenever the rocket moves in space, then only the gases will be ejected from it. No, whenever the petrol liquid, the fuel will starts burning, then the gases will be ejected with very high speed or high velocity in downward direction. For this, equal and opposite work has to be done so that the rocket can be easily escape from the earth gravity. So here, action is downward, reaction is upward. Is it clear? So these are the applications of Newton's third law of motion. See, one more, we can conduct an activity also. For example, if you take two spring balances, if you connect and if you apply equal forces on both sides, then what is the reading in case of both spring balances? Both are equal. So can we get different readings by applying same amount of force on these two spring balances? Definitely no. Definitely no. We may get the same reading. We may get the same reading in both the spring balances. Is it clear? The next one is here, law of conservation of linear momentum. About linear momentum we discussed in previous video. It is product of mass and velocity. Mass and velocity. Here, law of conservation of linear momentum. See, according to the law of conservation of linear momentum, the conservation of momentum remains constant before collision and after collision also. According to the law of conservation of linear momentum, the total momentum before collision is equals to the total momentum after collision. This is what we call the law of conservation of linear momentum. For example, if you take two bodies here, let the mass of the first body is m1 and the mass of the second body is m2. The initial velocity of the first body is u1, second body is u2. So after a small collision, their velocities changes to v1 and the velocity of the second body is v2. Is it clear? So what is the momentum before collision here? m1 u1 in case of first body. Then after collision, m1 v1. In case of second body, before collision, m2 u2. In case of second body, after collision, m2 v2. m2 v2. Is it clear? So according to the Newton's third law of motion, the force exerted by the first body on second body is equals to second body on first body. So then what we can get here? First of all, tell me here, what is the change in momentum before collision? m1 v1 minus m1 v1, that is equals to second one, m2 u2 minus m2 v2. According to Newton's third law of motion, here m1 u1 minus m1 v1 is equals to minus of m2 u2 minus m2 v2. So here m1 u1, if you bring this minus m2 u to this side, then m1 m2 u2, then here minus into minus plus m2 v2, here m1 v1. So m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Is it clear? So momentum before collision is equals to momentum after collision. Let be conserved. It will be conserved, means remains constant. The momentum remains constant before collision, at the same time after collision also. This is what we call the law of conservation of linear momentum. Here I am going to give the best example to you. So whenever a cricket player to catch the ball, he will pull his hands back, because here what is happening here? So he is increasing the time of the impact. Time of impact. For example, if you want to jump, see at the same time you think once. See, now tell me which one is risk one. It is jumping on a concrete floor or on a sand? Definitely on a cement concrete floor, right? So because whenever if you can jump on a hard surface, within fraction of time your body will be struck to the ground, so that you can injured. You may injured. So at the same time, if you can jump on sand, then the sand can be increased the time of the impact so that you won't injure. You will not be injured. Is it clear? Is it clear? This is what we call impulse. A short, the force acts on a body within a short interval of time is called impulse. A force acts over a limited time of the time interval is called impulsive forces. A larger force is acts in a small interval of time is called impulsive forces. Impulsive forces. Generally, we may observe, so whenever if you want to shift any delicate materials from one place to another place, generally they used thermocol sheet in between any two things, because the thermocol sheet can be reduce the time of impact between two bodies or two things, so that it can be prevent from the damaging. Is it clear? So here thermocol sheet is increase the time of the impact. Increase the time of the impact. So now we will see in details about these impulse or impulsive forces. See, I will take two eggs. So I will drop, one is on a cement floor, the second one is on a thick pillow. So now tell me in which case the egg will break, in case of cement floor or in case of pillow. Definitely in case of cement floor the egg will break, because here the egg will strike the ground with a larger force in less amount of time, so that it will be break. If you see the second case, whenever if you drop on the pillow can be increase the time of the impact, so that the eggs will not break here. Here, from the definition of the force, or from the Newton's second law of motion, F is equals to delta P by T. Then delta P is equals to what? F into T. F into T. So what is happening here? The rate of change of momentum is more. The rate of change of momentum is more. See here, from this F is equal delta P by T. So this is first of all you may take the case of egg which is drops on cement floor. Here less time, more force. Definitely here change in momentum is more. The change in momentum is depends on force, not only on the force. It depends on time also. Depends on time. If time is less, it can strike the ground with more force, so that the change in momentum is more. Is it clear? So the rate of change of momentum, it depends on not only time, it depends on force also. Force and time. Force and time. Is it clear? So if you want to learn more about this lesson in details, you please watch this video again and again. Thank you for learning.